Hey guys, it's Archius here, or ArchiusDev. If you're here, you've most likely heard of a game called Balatro. It's a massive hit in the roguelike deck builder scene. Maybe roguelite, technically, since progress can carry between runs and you progress and progressive runs can become easier, but nonetheless, you add those roguelike elements to poker and you get something that is incredibly fun, right? Since then, it's inspired tons of, budding game devs to similarly apply that concept elsewhere. After all, a good game usually needs to do something established really, really well, like maybe poker or some type of tower defense aspect or strategy, whatever it is. You take some that already works well, then you add a twist to it. So it's poker with a twist in this case, and pretty much every other indie game that you can break down at its core is some type of established game type or game loop element, and then they add a twist. It's a tried and true method. Now, I previously thought that I think I saw this. Where is it? I saw this Rock Crusher game. I literally called Rock Crusher. Let me just pause it there. Called Rock Crusher, and it's a rock crushing incremental game. Again, it's rock crushing, those type of games where you're going around destroying things and you're getting collectibles and experience and stuff. But then it has that twist of the incremental game, almost make it like an RPG or something of that sort, and you get something that is fun and dynamic and colorful. There's bosses. It's like a role-playing game, and fits that kind of template. And so I knew games like this existed. I've always thought about making games like this, and I really want to try game development in general. And from the channel intro, you know a bit about my desire to be a game dev from a young age. Now, once the wifey gave me encouragement after showing her this game and some of the units that it was able to sell, she gave me the green light. She was like, go for it. And so I said, bet, say less, and began. And now after watching tons of, game dev and devlog videos, surprisingly, my will was not crushed, but I desired it all the more, hearing about stories of success, but also stories of failure and challenges and whatnot. So I did what anyone would do, and I started to then look at what engines would work to make games and to follow guides. And I landed on the amazing engine known as Godot. So I decided to spend as little time as I could to try and work on it at least a little bit every day to learn the engine, to learn about game development. I wanted, if there's anything I learned from some of the devlog stories, is that you can't just give up. You will encounter challenges, but those challenges mold you and shape you. But it's a very demanding hobby or career path if you are going down this development journey, especially as a solo indie dev with zero experience. Especially with me, I had experience with coding, but not in this regard. It was mainly for analysis, given my background, using stuff like SAS and Stata and R. Not really Java or Python or anything of that sort that would be useful or more useful in game development. However, I stuck with it, tried to follow some information and guides from people like Brackeys and others. And over the course of 30 days, I've done it. I've made ping. I mean Pong. I finally done it, and it's completely glitchless, and I completely understand everything. And now I'm just crafting things on Godot. Obviously not. I think I actually have a version of the Pong game that I made. I might throw a clip up of that or something, we'll see. But essentially, I was able to learn so much, but I was able to learn enough to learn that this was not something that I could do going in, anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes a day. This needed a lot more time, a lot more commitment. The consistency was good, but there was too much going on in my life, and I kind of had to put it down. And spending 30 days really was because I didn't actually want to follow guides. I found assets from one guide. I looked at some information from one guide, and I tried just writing things out on my own, getting AI assistance, trying to troubleshoot, trying to look at documentation, and there's just so much to cover. I learned a lot though, however. I learned about how Godot works. I learned about scenes and nodes and signals and physics and collision layers and GD script, enough to excite me but also intimidate me to go forward. Fast forward, and a good friend of mine actually would continue to encourage me, but also ask me about progress. And I really didn't like saying all the time that I'm just too busy, I haven't been able to work on it, or I don't have the skill set to even begin starting it, which is completely okay. My plan was to start with very small games and follow guides one by one until eventually I would be able to make a game that is somewhat presentable, and then maybe join game jams and work, eventually creating at least one type of dream game. Not my ultimate dream game, but one type of dream game. With my current pace and with what I had in mind, that probably would have taken 5 years, not even to start that dream game. Actually, maybe, perhaps. And then other things in my life probably would have completely taken over. And so I knew that I would have to take a closer look. And what ended up happening was that I ended up getting Claude. I was using it for fun. I was actually doing like a D&D, using it as like a D&D game master, and for fun I was creating a character in like a Hunter x Hunter universe, and then I was playing along with it, and I saw the capabilities and I saw it like being really useful. Later on I learned about Claude Code and learned of apps and things that people were making. I think I used one to create a dashboard for like my mortgage calculator, and that's when I had the deal, hey, some people use it for game development. I hate the way a lot of AI games and assets I see look, but is it possible to do one differently or even export it to Godot later? Well, it's here where I need to tell you and by the way, the answer is yes, but it's here where I need to tell you what I ended up creating, what my idea was. I always have tons of game ideas on my mind, probably at least 5 or 4 or so, decently fleshed out, and this is one I knew I always wanted to make. It's a board game with a roguelike twist. Again, that's the element I mentioned before, and mine is one that I absolutely love to play, and I really haven't seen much mentions of it. I haven't seen the game itself. There's only a few cookie cutter general versions of it in mobile stores and stuff of that sort, and I haven't seen any other take on it. And so I figured, hey, this is an area that has a gap for something cool. Yes, there's a challenge because maybe not a lot of people play this particular board game, but who cares? I want to make a game that I like, and it's a bonus if other people are able to like it as well. And so the game I'm talking about is Mancala, or Kala. It's a game with from ancient African or Middle Eastern background, where the objective of the game is to use what are called stones that are in, or marbles, or seeds, and they're in pits, and the objective of the game is to get the most pits by the end of the game, and you get them by slowly moving them or sowing them one by one. You pick up a pile and you drop one by one counterclockwise. You want to put them in your big storehouse here. That's your Mancala pit, and every time you do, you get a Mancala. There's different strategies. There's ways where you can play your turn again by making sure the last stone you sow ends up exactly in your Mancala pit. So there's strategy there. There's also ways to steal stones from your opponent and also get them into your Mancala pit. And then depending on who runs out first, whatever's left on the board, one side belongs to you, one side belongs to the opponent. It completely flushes out and goes to Mancala pit as well. And so I'm someone who loves games like card games like President, but also board games like chess. And so this game is something I play all the time with family, friends, and it's something that I always thought would be cool if you could break the game. What if we took those roguelike elements similar to Balatro, right? What if we change the number of marbles that you can have? We increase it or we decrease it. What if we had special effect marbles, marbles that can multiply or change the amount that you have? What if we had other ways to score points, not just by putting the stone there, but performing combos and doing different feats, and essentially gamifying the game even more. So that was my concept idea. I had it written down for a while and thought about it, and I plugged it in to Claude Code to see what it could give me as a vertical slice, essentially, and it was amazing. I actually have a version that I could show you here of an early take of what I called at the time Mancalatro, fusing Balatro and Mancala, if I can get it to open. This was not the very first version. I think I labeled this version 0.8 of Mancalatro. I was incredibly happy with being able to make it. Here you can tell that there's already some things I added in, like having a seed system and whatnot that wasn't in place in the first one, but it was incredibly exciting to work on. And then you'll see, let me just turn the music down there. You could see that there was different effects. You were able to face an opponent. Now, because it was made with Claude, there was emojis and whatnot in, but I had a functioning game that had a setup that was unique, that had things that I desired and wanted to create. I learned so much from multiple rounds of iteration, from playing this game, from facing the computer, from learning different strategies that it may have had. As you can see, I'm completely focused in because of the game. Actually, that's not true because I let that go, but I still remember the way that this computer plays generally. You see, he could have easily taken that. He decided not to, which is completely okay. So I'll do that and force him to take my last one, and then I'll receive all of these and I would win. And then you'll see that there's some special marbles like this glass marble. Again, you could definitely see inspiration there where it shatters after 3 sowings, at least in this version of the game. Then I had a shop called the Bazaar. There's money you get. There's other marbles like the multiply marbles. There were relics at the time I called them that have different bonuses. Wow, just even seeing this version of the game gives me a few chills and nostalgia because I probably have played maybe even nearly at least 50 hours, maybe even 100 hours of just pure play testing of iteration from the beginning with all the changes that I have now. And it's still shocking to see how playable this version is despite all the changes. So anyways, that's enough of that. But with that idea being implemented, I started to work on it and work on it and work on it. My goal was to have that as a prototype to work towards as a goal, and then to hopefully maybe that would pull me to, just stiff arm it through learning a Godot and doing things to make it. However, I was able to see that I was able to do a lot more development, but also bring polish and character and style and uniqueness and soul to the game. And so I continued to develop with Claude Code, but at the same time, with encouragement from many other YouTubers that documented their journey, but really making it my own. And so I'm proud to say now that I've continued Mancalatro and have actually renamed it to Mancalero. Fusing the term of arrow used for those who are experts in some type of profession or whatever the case may be, and Mancala. And I really wanted to make sure that the identity was not just rooted in Balatro, especially there may have been legal issues since my name, Mancalatro, which I was very happy to make, is also incredibly similar to Balatro. And so Mancalatro is a lot closer to what I was trying to go for, and really feels much more like mine. And so right now there is a demo that I have. You can play the demo, you can give me feedback. I'd love to hear that as I continue to work on the main game, as I continue to do all the other fun things of looking for concept artists, musicians, and many other things as well. So this game is still in development. I very much plan to finish this and have it on Steam for you to all enjoy and see. But for the meantime, thank you for following the developments of no longer Mancalatro, but Mancala, a game that is incredibly close to my heart and is stealing so much of my time. I put a lot down to try to see this and make it a reality, and this is something that I just thank God for. So without further ado, grace and peace. See you in the next video. Bye.